Well, that was just a little bit shit.
Glorious. No, I won't give in till I'm victorious.
Hello everyone, this is CJ Novo 92 and today we are back with another brand new video. Today's video we're here to discuss the exciting encounter between Cowdenbeath and the Glasgow Rangers. I'm going to try and give you a breakdown of the game. Looking forward to it, are you? I bet you are. That was weird. Before jumping over to Twitter and get the people's opinion on the game as well, if you want to get your thoughts and opinions out there, do that in the comment section below. That is why it's there, that is why the channel exists. As always, in case you haven't done so already, make sure to be hitting that subscribe button. The momentum has picked up, so let's keep that going and let's keep just rolling towards that 55k mark. Anyway, let's dive right into today's video then, shall we? 3, 2, 1. Cowdenbeath 1, Rangers 3. Now that was the final score. Now looking from the outside in, you might say 3-1's probably comfortable, and it was, certainly in that first half. Then that second half happened and I have no idea what actually went on. Let's break down the first half though, because there's a lot more positivity and a lot more things we can actually talk about, because like I said, second half. Now let's start off with the very first goal then. It was one of the truest moments of quality throughout the entire game of football, and it came from that man right there who's been sitting on that wall for 2.5 years, Andy Halliday. Na 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 na. I know everyone loves my singing. It's going to continue. You're welcome. So Andy Halliday actually picks up the first goal of the game brilliantly from outside of the box, where he fakes shots, cuts inside and smashes it left-footed down the bottom right-hand side. An absolute driver of a shot. The goalkeeper couldn't even get a paw on it. It was genuinely hit with so much ferocity, the goalkeeper just couldn't get anywhere near it. And he's such nonchalant celebration made me think, right, the boys have been sent here to get a number on Cowdenbeath. I'm expecting a lot more goals. That was the first goal, and it was by far the best out at the moment. Got everyone's expectations up. I'm sitting talking to back to you on the phone. I'm like, this is going to be a cricket score. Couple of minutes later, build-up play, constant pressure from Rangers. Cowdenbeath couldn't get out. They just decided to sit back and leave their foot in. That was the game plan. Kyle Lafferty headers the ball down inside the box. The guy just handballs it. Just one of these. Now, possibly injury aside, it was a clear handball by the centre-back. He just moved it, stopped the build-up play from Rangers with a handball. The commentary's all saying it's a penalty. The penalty. We're all waiting for the referee. Penalty. Craig Thompson is right there. He's looking at it, but it's not a penalty. And that is Craig Thompson 101. Looking straight at it. Not a penalty. That is Craig Thompson. Let's make a wee conspiracy film. Let's put it on YouTube, just from this game alone, actually. But we didn't let that affect us. We continued to put pressure on, with a couple of chances from a corner, which was deliciously whipped in. Defoe went really close with a kind of overhead kick thing, but he just couldn't get his leg round it because he was holding off a defender. From that resulting other corner, we ended up getting a goal. Once again, Jermaine Defoe trying an overhead kick that was blocked by that man with wonderfully long hair, and it rebounded to Koulibaly, who's there at the right place at the right time with a very underestimated finish, in my personal opinion, because he reacts very quickly and he smashes it into the back of net. That's going to do a wonder for his confidence, because we remember how good Koulibaly used to be when he first came here. The man looked like he was going to be the golden boy of Rangers' midfield this season, but since he's came back, he's been a shadow of himself. But he gets the goal there. He looked absolutely delighted, and once he did score, it looked a lot more freer in the ball in that first half, starting to be a wee bit more joyous and getting involved in a lot more attacks. So hopefully that's a sign of things to come from Lassana Koulibaly. Now unfortunately we're going to be talking about the linesman once again here, because Jermaine Defoe was beautifully put through by one of the man of the matches, in my personal opinion, Stephen Davis. Looks right at the halfway line, looks very quickly up, sees Defoe's run. Defoe curves his run. He's got 1, 2, 3. In fact, throw a picture up. Look, there's 1, 2, 3. I don't know if that's it by the way, but we'll carry on. 3 players keeping him on side. He runs through on goal. We all know what Jermaine Defoe is going to do when he's through on goal. But for whatever reason, the linesman isn't happy with 3 Cowdenbeath players keeping him on. There has to be 4, apparently. So that was given as offside. And that linesman, if I'm honest with you, had an absolute horror. I mean, jumping over to the second half very, very quickly, he didn't blow this for offside. He just let it continue. The referee had to override him for this. How is that striker no offside when there's a shot at goal at Fods? Just that is the kind of level of incompetence that we're dealing with in this game of football, and it definitely hindered a man of Defoe's ability, who lives on the edge, living on the shoulder, keeping his balance and breaking the runs. That is what he lives on. But every 2 seconds, flag, flag, flag. But anyway, we'll move on from the poor refereeing and officiating throughout the entire game and talk about the third and final goal of the game that came from none other than Mr. Kyle Lafferty, the man who's 7 foot and he plays the flute. He was challenged by Gerrard to push himself into the starting 11 by getting a goal. Ended up getting that from an assist from Mr. Ryan Jack, who only moments earlier had stopped a clear goal scoring opportunity for Cowdenbeath when the ball was flooded into the box. A ricocheted down, the man had a clear shot and goal, but Ryan Jack just seemed to come out of nowhere, get a perfectly timed block in, knock him on his arse, look down at the player and just smile. I'm like, yeah, I'll own this. But back to the overall goal, showing that Ryan Jack can do not only the defensive stuff, but now offensively it can add something with a beautifully timed pass. It was well read by both Jermaine Defoe and Kyle Lafferty, but Lafferty gets his big 7-foot toe right to it, knocks it by the goalkeeper, and it was great to see him, just a smile on his face, because he's been kind of used in the Jason Cummins role, if you want, throwing him in the last 5 minutes if we're ever chasing a game, and it's just been hindering his confidence. He's never just looked quite happy at Rangers for the last couple of weeks, but now he's back amongst the goals. You could clearly see the relief on his face, so that could be just like Alassana Koulibaly, that could be now a Kyle Lafferty getting a lot more confidence and pushing for that starting 11 spot. Or at least that's what I thought was going to happen. I was expecting more goals coming in the second half, but unfortunately that is where pretty much all the moments of quality ends, right there and then, because the second half comes out and within 15 seconds of the second half they just try to do like a kick-off goal. They get it, they run straight past their midfield. They were nowhere. The striker continues to run almost inside the box where John Flanagan tries to win the ball but ends up catching the man first, which should be a clear foul, and we're all expecting, right, it's a free kick, edge of the box, it will be interesting. But Craig Thompson wasn't done and wasn't happy with just his first half performance. He gave a penalty kick for a foul outside the box. And if this wasn't just a perfect example of how the second half was going to go, we saved the penalty, brilliantly saved by Forningham, but John Flanagan, who gave away the penalty, was caught on his heels, and you can't really blame him because the guy who ends up tapping the rebound in at the back of the net is closer to the man who took the penalty than the referee at the edge of the box. The commentators were like, why has that not been made to retake again? He's inside the box. But again, Craig A. Thompson's at it again. I mean, I'm just grateful we won the game so I can actually look back at these terrible refereeing decisions and laugh, because if this had been any other game, maybe in the top flight, that we never took our chances, we were relying on referees to do their jobs, we'd have been screwed over in this game. And that would have been kick right in the gonads. So as you can imagine, there wasn't much to talk about in the second half. That is why I'm just trying to pick everyone's spirits up, because I'm sure you are just like me and you were terribly bored with that second half performance. There was just no real moments of quality. The one that I can genuinely think of is when Jermaine Defoe picked the ball about the halfway line, skips with the ball, skips by a defender, puts a beautifully timed pass in behind the defence, kind of ricochets off one of the defenders as well, but Stephen Davis is there and the guy misses the ball. I think it's been shown in the replay, at least the 3 times I saw it, it looked like he missed the ball but got all of the man. Stephen Davis clearly believes it's a penalty kick. All the commentators clearly believe that it's a penalty kick, but once again, Craig Thompson, no pen. And I'm not wanting to turn this into a whole referee thing, but I've obviously got to highlight and recap the game, and those were 2, 3, 4 clear mistakes by the officiating, but we didn't help ourselves in the second half performance. We need to look at what Rangers did, and by God, whenever we concede a goal in this 2 up top formation, we just absolutely fold like a deck chair. Referees and all that aside, we need to sort that out badly, because we just lost our heads again. The exact same as what we've done against Kilmarnock. Complete control till we concede. Then you can clearly see people start to lose faith in this formation, and it just broke down. Boring, backward, sideways. Andy Halliday tried to pass back to Fods, who had to react brilliantly because it was a lot short and Cowdenbeath was almost free on goal. And it wasn't just the left back it was doing that, our man Halliday. On the right side, John Flanagan, his rebound performance at right back, his best position. The perfect example for John Flanagan in this game of football. Round about the 70th minute, he sort of takes a ball down. He's got 2 Cowdenbeath players chasing him down, right? Chasing him down, but he takes a beautiful touch, cuts inside both of them, and you think to yourself, right, clear it now. You've done a bit of brilliance there. You've redeemed yourself for the penalty kick. That's showing composure. But then what does he try to do? He tries to pass a simple pass to Daniel Candeias, like I shown earlier on in the video. It went straight to a Cowdenbeath player that ricocheted off, and it nearly resulted in a goal. Thankfully, it was cleared away by Forningham and then overruled by the referee, who overruled his linesman for not giving it as offside decision. So I guess, Craig Thompson, you got that one right, son. I mean, that's it for the fan recap. I've tried to add a couple of jokes in here about the referees and that to try and make the video at least seem interesting. But if you watched that second half performance, you would have known how hard that actually was. So me, I'm pretty disappointed with the second half performance. I'm disappointed by the way we reacted when we conceded that goal. It was almost carbon copy of what we'd done versus Kilmarnock. A bit more quality in the opposition, and we could have been struggling in a game of football. I'm being deadly serious. But once again, formation before we concede was absolutely brilliant. Pinging passes left, right and centre. Should have been 5-0 up at half time. So it's a very hard game to judge. And that is my final thoughts on the game of football. What was yours? Let me know in the comments section below. So now it's time for my favourite part of every single video. Is jumping over to Twitter and reading out the people's opinion. There's still 28 minutes left. So thank you to the 470 voters that is already in the poll. That's absolutely amazing support. 7% votes for other. 22% votes for Stephen Davis, 23% votes for Ryan Jack, but 48% of the people votes for Mr. Andy Halliday. So Halliday is the people's man of the match. Let's see what they've had to say then. Stevie Brown says Katic, as he was about the only defender not to F up and clear his lines. Yeah, the only one. Roy O'Neill says Andy Halliday for me, mate. Callum Cossa, sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Good game for the boys that don't really get a game. Not the best conditions. Ref was awful. 3 pens we should have got that we didn't, and they got one that wasn't even in the box. Still a win though. Bring on the Kelly. Right, next one up then comes from John Beaton Loyal. We could have done with John tonight. We'd have had about 5-6 penalties. He writes in Andy Halliday, don't know how he gets dropped. Fair point. Johnny Griffin says Davis showed glimpses of what he will bring in the second half of the season, but that second half was a tough watch. Craig 1872 says Jack, man of the match. 2 Stonewall penalties for us. No penalties. They get fouled outside the box and it's a penalty to them, and a lot of laughing faces. He says first half we were decent, but second half we were absolutely embarrassing. Craig Thompson is a very shit referee. The view our fans had was utterly shocking. Simply the best is ref stealing the show. And the last one we read out comes from boom. And it comes from Curtis. It says great first half, but Flanagan and the overall defence was extremely shaky in the second half, especially with Fods keeping us in. It was never a penalty and we should have got 2 in return. Overall average performance considering most of our main players weren't playing. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. You've heard from the people, you've heard from myself. If you haven't done so already, you know what to do by now. Also shout out the 50 strong that's on the Patreons helping support the channel. If you would like to join the 50 strong, the link for that will be down in the description below. I've been CJ Over 92. Thanks so much for watching and bye.